In this week's episode of The Verdict, get your gas mask ready, Matt. The NFL draft is underway.
The draft of drafts in the NHL is also underway.
And in baseball, are the Blue Jays about to trade away all their players for draft picks?
We got draft crazy.
Draft crazy! Court's in session. All right, Matty. We're going to start...
Not feeling good.
You're not feeling good?
No.
Got all this draft talk, and we're going to start talking about something completely undraft related.
It's a good job we don't write our own show.
Yeah, I know. Fire the writers.
So what are we talking about?
We're talking about something that I don't think anyone in this city wants to talk about. The Raptors.
Not feeling good.
Lose again.
Game 7.
Game 7.
Me and you have a date, and it's with our TVs, and it's with Game 7. How do you think this is going to happen? Surely not the same as last time.
I am extremely worried, Matt. This is...
You look like a worried man.
I mean, this does not look like a second-place team in a conference. Their play is troubling. Their stars, Lowry and DeRozan, really haven't showed up this series. People say DeRozan showed up in Game 5, but he had some terrible shooting that day. He was below 500 in shooting. He kind of looked like Kobe in his last game, just like a ton of shot attempts.
Did you say the K word?
I said the K word.
Don't say the K word. No, but the pressure was off.
A lot of shot attempts, so it looks like he had a good game because he made a lot, but poor shooting percentage. And
the pressure was off in Game 6.
Mm-hmm.
It was all in Indiana. Now every eye in the sky is on the 6. Everyone's looking at Toronto. If the Raptors lose Game 7, all the questions are going to be asked. Should Masai Ujiri rip apart the core of this team and rebuild again? They could have answered all these questions with just one more performance, and they didn't do it.
So will they answer those questions in Game 7?
No.
No. Oh my goodness.
No. I'm not feeling good.
Uh-oh.
I'm not feeling good. The Pacers have the best player on the court. Ain't Paul George.
Jan Mahimi. Paul George. Sorry, yes. My bad.
We were close.
My bad.
But it's not even been close. And the problem is that if you can make Paul George down into the 20-point range or something like that, you can turn him into a good player and not a great player, then of course the Raptors have more depth. They had a better team.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple times they're giving up 40s. They're giving up 40 points to Paul George. Like, you cannot do that. They have not shown consistently that they can shut him down. And he wants to win, looks like more than anybody else, even on the Raptors.
I can't disagree with that. I think... Well, I do have them winning, the Raptors. I think it's going to be extremely close. And I don't think, like a lot of people are saying, they fought for home court advantage. It's going to help them in this Game 7. I don't believe that. The Raptors have looked extremely stressed and frantic in front of this home crowd.
If anything, it could hurt them. More pressure.
That's what I think.
I don't believe in home court advantage at all in the NBA. For sure in the NBA.
No.
That's a debate for another day. But definitely, I guess hung jury on that one. I just have a bad feeling. I don't know what it is. It could be the tuna that I had earlier. It could be the rap. I don't know what it is. But
Matt's got a bad feeling.
All right.
Okay, let's talk about some actually successful teams. Different sport, though.
You want to move to the ice.
I want to move to the hard rink surface, known as the ice. Yes.
I was like, do you know a name that I don't know?
That's what I want to move to. Matt.
Okay.
Second round is underway.
Second round.
There's a few surprise teams in there. Let's just discuss who you got in each round.
All right.
A little rapid fire situation.
Ooh.
First round.
This.
Tampa Bay Lightning, New York Islanders. Who you got, Matty?
This one is easy. I got the New York Islanders. Okay? For the Lightning, everybody has a bad day. Okay, we understand that. Players can have a bad game. Trust me, people in Toronto understand that. Ben Bishop had a bad game. The question is, do you go back to Bishop now? And Bishop moved the Lightning to the Stanley Cup Finals last year. So you can't back away from him. But he's given up more goals against the Islanders this year than any other team. The Islanders have found a way to get by Bishop.
They have the secret key to success, Matt.
The Islanders are going to win because it just doesn't seem to be close.
I'm going to give you the two keys to success in this series. John Tavares, Steven Stamkos. Two future Leafs, possibly.
One of them's going to play significantly more minutes than the other.
Steven Stamkos is not playing, so Tampa Bay is losing. Tavares is one of the best players in hockey right now. Islanders are going to take it, Matt.
I just don't know why everyone's so high on Tampa Bay.
No, I'm
Detroit
down.
were really bad.
Yes.
He was easily the
Extraordinarily-
worst team in the playoffs, and you can't get
yep.
too high on beating them.
That's fair enough.
Okay, so we're going.
Okay, let's talk about a way more exciting and an actually interesting series in the Eastern Conference.
Mm.
Penguins Capitals. Who you got, Matt?
Game 1 was exactly what we expected.
Exactly.
4-3
Pretty much close.
overtime.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we expected. And if you want to see 5 or 6 more games of great playoff hockey, then you need to follow this series. The difference in this series is going to be one thing. We already kind of talked about it last time. I think it's going to be goaltending. Matt Murray, he's playing good. In fact, he's playing great. Wait, no, he's playing amazing. No, let's back it up a little bit. He's playing great.
Playing pretty good. Yeah.
He's playing great. But he's going against Braden Holtby. Holtby is
The Vezina frontrunner.
what Holtby is.
He's the top dog in the NHL right now. With Carey Price on the shelf, I would call him possibly the top goalie in the NHL.
Murray saved 31 of 35. Holtby saved 42 of 45. So even if Murray has a solid game, the Capitals are just an overall more balanced team. They have offense and defense.
It's true. And even if you go back to last round, Braden Holtby, he had a goals against average of 0.84 and a save percentage of .968. Those are amazing numbers over the course of a full series. I don't see Matt Murray, this completely unproven youngster, keeping up.
So we're both agreeing.
This feels weird, Matt. We need to stop agreeing.
Capitals.
Capitals
Capital punishment.
with a capital P for punishment.
So who's next?
Western Conference, Blue Stars, Matt. Are you singing?
Blues.
Are you singing a blues song? What are you?
That wasn't obvious. I think the Blues are gonna keep on marching, and I think they're gonna upset the Dallas Stars.
This is where you can turn your television sets off, verdict viewers. Matt is completely wrong in this.
And I'm a fan of the Dallas Stars, but
Do you have a jersey?
no,
No.
you didn't buy me one yet.
Oh, no,
No.
not much of a fan, if you
No,
ask
but
me.
I'm gonna go with the Blues. Okay, it's a very, very tight series, and this is gonna be a very good series as well, just like the Caps Penguins series. But you just have to go with the Blues. They finally got over the hump. They beat the Blackhawks, who are normally a big threat to take the cup. They knocked those off. They're gonna be full of confidence. Dallas, they're a little bit more rested, but they played the Wild. Who cares about the Wild? You gotta go with the Blues. They're playing good right now. You gotta go Blues. Sing the Blues with me, Andy.
You know what? You're talking about being a Stanley Cup contender, and they beat the Blackhawks, who are a contender. You know who is a number one, in my mind, Stanley Cup contender? It's the team that won the Western Conference in the regular season. It's the team that scored the most goals per game in the regular season. It's the team that led all other teams in first round scoring. It's the Dallas Stars.
Oh, it is the Dallas Stars.
It is the Dallas Stars.
Okay.
I could just list off hundreds of facts of why the Dallas Stars are going to win the series, but I limited it to 3 stats, and that's why
3 is enough.
we're gonna have a hung jury on this one.
I'm not. Yep. No. I just got a feeling. I'm having all sorts of feelings today. I
Wow,
don't know.
emotional, Maddie. Wow.
Gotta live with it.
Okay, let's get a little more serious here, Maddie.
Let's put some bite into it.
A couple of top dogs. Not really top dogs. I think these are 2 of the worst teams in the playoffs left. San Jose Sharks, Nashville Predators. Who are you thinking, Matt?
You gotta go Sharks.
You gotta go.
with the
You gotta
Sharks.
go Sharks.
You don't really have chance. I'm gonna bang the hammer for you. You've got to go the Sharks, because the question is, who are the Sharks gonna play in the next round?
You're
It's
already
very-
saying that.
It's very short-sighted of me.
You're really
but
saying that.
they have 7 days. They've had 7 days rest. 7. The Preds have had 2. They're gonna come out and they're gonna bite straight through them. Nice pun. In the first game, and they're just gonna keep on rolling. They have home ice advantage.
Didn't you just say you don't believe in home ice?
I said home court.
home court.
It's different in ice hockey. That's it.
Oh,
NHL
okay.
is different. no.
You know what? I hate to agree with you.
I know you do.
Because I generally think you're wrong most of the time. But I am going to agree with you. Nashville is... They're about as Nashville as you can get their offense this year, if that makes any sense.
You have a very good blue line.
Good
Very
blue line, just
goaltending.
their offense is so blah.
Yeah, but it's
Like their go-to scorers, Philip Forsberg, James Neal, Ryan Johansson, all had 3 points each over a 7-game series. Like, I don't see them outscoring another team. The Sharks were great offensively. They had Pavelski, Couture, Brent Burns firing on all cylinders. Sharks are going to win. Book it. You're going to do that for me.
doing it for you.
You are the judge here, apparently.
Of course
Okay. All right, Matt. Enough talking about actually half-decent teams. Let's talk to some of our more sad viewers. Some
Leafs
of our
fans.
Well, Leafs fans are part of them. Yes, we want to talk to those people that don't really have a dog in the race. We want to talk to people that will be watching
Sad music.
sad music, the NFL Draft Lottery, the draft of drafts, as one would call it.
What the heck is this?
What is
What
what?
is it? Why is it? Why does it have a purpose? What like? We're choosing who's choosing,
It feeds off people's sad emotions, Matt.
and it works.
It works. I'll be watching
It works.
myself.
I know.
I know you'll be watching.
Of course.
Matt, there's one top dog, as I've said a few times in this draft. It's Austin Matthews, great American hope. I think every team in the world wants him. What team needs him the most, though?
In the NHL.
In the
Because there's a lot of teams that aren't in the NHL that really could do with Austin Matthews.
Yeah, the
I'm gonna-
Regina Pats of the WHL really could use him, but
I thought you were going to go Kootenay Ice.
no, Regina Pats are struggling.
Okay, so there's a few teams that you could get. The New Jersey Devils, they really need a goal scorer. But I'm not going to talk about them. I think they have like a 2% chance or 3% chance of.
They're almost irrelevant.
If they win,
If they win, if they win, we're dedicating our whole
Yeah.
show to the New Jersey Devils.
yeah, we'll do a whole next segment.
Oh yeah.
But we're not going to talk about them. So I have a couple ways to go with this. The first thing, you asked which team needs Austin Matthews the most. You did not ask which team wants Austin Matthews the most, because that would clearly be the Yotes. They would love him, hometown
true.
boy. They need a player. They need a lot of things, but they played okay, I suppose, this year, but they still missed the playoffs. So
I don't think they need him the most, though.
no, they don't.
They already have a good group of young prospects.
You know what we're doing?
Sir Max, tell me, what are we doing?
We're teasing again.
We're teasing. We're
we
not
have-
getting to
We have
it.
eliminated 2 of the teams in the league that do not need
2
him.
of the 14 teams in the lottery.
Okay, so here's my pick. I'm going to go ahead and I'll do it. I'm going to say, let me ask you, who scored the second least goals in the NHL this season?
Oh,
Behind the New Jersey Devils.
I'm gonna guess it's the Vancouver Canucks.
It's the Vancouver Canucks. They need him the most, okay? They obviously have one of the best centers in the league currently, in Henrik Sedin.
But
Okay.
he is declining immensely.
He is 35.
Yeah.
And how many more times is he going to take to the ice? That's the question. So they need him. They need somebody. They need to be a committed. There needs to be a committed rebuild in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be somebody to build this kind of turnaround around. They've been declining. They got worse this year. They haven't really done anything to suggest that they're going to turn it around necessarily for next year. Like I said, players like the Sedins, that they're only declining year to year.
Mm-hmm.
They need some excitement. They need Austin Matthews. They have Bo Horvat. Okay, he's also young. You can have 2 future centers. Okay, of your franchise, and you've already got your staple. Center's one of the hardest positions to find. You could have 2 guys. Boom, your rebuild's on the right go. Vancouver Canucks.
You know what? This is amazing, Matt. We are agreeing on such a controversial topic. It is the Vancouver Canucks that need him the most. Now, the Canucks, self-admittedly, are not trying to tank. They're trying to kind of rebuild on the fly, keep the Sedins, and try to bring in young talent, and kind of try to win with the Sedins. Only problem is, Matt, they're not winning
There's a
with the
problem?
Sedins right now.
Nope.
They're not. They don't have that young talent coming up. So for that matter, they need Austin Matthews. Now, some will say they have prospects like Bo Horvat, who's coming up and will provide
just said
that
that.
offense. Yeah, Matt is one of those some. But I see Horvat as maybe a second-line centerman max.
Yeah.
He's not that first-line stud that carry a franchise like Austin Matthews would be. So for that reason, the Canucks need to restock their cupboards. So it's time to go grocery shop in Vancouver.
Vancouver Canucks.
Okay,
That was a great. How many times have we agreed this year?
Okay, we're gonna disagree here.
Answers
I
on
think.
a postcard, please.
Now we talked about the Canucks restocking their cupboards.
Mm.
Now over on the gridiron, a lot of teams just restocked their cupboards.
Except one.
Except, well, yeah, that's true.
We're not gonna get into Deflategate, but
No.
there was one team.
Not saying
Call
who.
in if you know who it is that did not pick.
Whoever calls in with the correct answer will win
Nothing.
nothing.
Okay, so yeah, so you must be talking about a draft.
A draft.
NFL?
A real draft that actually happened.
Yeah.
The NFL draft, man.
Still happening.
Still happening.
What'd you take out from the first round?
Well, to me, there's a few shockingly bad picks and a few guys that dropped and ended up being great picks for teams.
Would one of those guys be Mr. Tunsil?
Mr. Dunstall, Matt, why don't you describe his draft night endeavors?
It's sometimes you want to go out, buy a gas mask, okay, and then put a video on. Obviously, he didn't put the video.
I would hope not.
No, because that would be 13 minutes before the draft. The video which he says is from high school. High school. Okay? Which looked like yesterday. Of him smoking pot through a gas mask. And he said his account was hacked. And it probably was. Because like you said, why would you do that to yourself 13 minutes before you get paid millions of dollars? They estimate around about $7 million could have been lost by this whole thing.
This is the first time I think the Twitter hacking excuse is actually real. Clearly he didn't do it. But yeah, in my books, he dropped from pretty much a consensus top 5 pick to 13th overall.
He could have been the third pick.
He was ranked as high as number 1
Yeah.
like a month ago. It was
Everybody was thinking
quite
that,
the drop.
Everyone was kind of surprised when San Diego took Bosa, thinking that maybe that would have been the Tunsil pick, and then all of a sudden they switched to Bosa. We don't know that, but other people are saying that they had Stanley higher than Tunsil anyway. So you don't really know whereabouts in the top 10 he went, but he probably would have gone in that top 10.
Do you commend the Dolphins for taking him? It's slightly a risk.
Well, why?
Depending on how you look at it.
Why did all the teams pass on him, and then Miami, of all teams, were the ones to take him? Of all the problems that they've had in that organization.
Ricky Williams 2.0.
Jonathan Martin, the team refusing to play. They signed Ocho Cinco and Ndamukong Suh. Like, this team is the Richie Incognito.
I love the Dolphins. They're so exciting.
Why do they do it? Why do they? No, they can't handle him. The whole locker room, it's just, if Tunsil is going to stay clean, Miami's not going to be the best environment for him to do that.
See, man, I'm going to disagree with you here. I commend the Dolphins for taking him. I would think most would think this, over 50% of the NFL players smoke weed or have smoked weed
Oh, of course.
in very recent times. So is it that bad that just some random video got put out there not by his doing? No, it's not. This is not like a harmful drug. It's about to be legalized across the United States.
This is not the only issue, though. There's the whole Ole Miss taking money to pay his mom's bills, something like that, which again sounds like a very nice guy.
Sounds very nice.
But there seems to be multiple, there's only one common denominator in this story, and that is Tunsil. And it's a risk. And do you take a risk with a first round pick? With 13, maybe you do. I'm not blaming Miami for taking him. I think Miami, yes, they should have taken him.
When you have that much talent, you got to take him.
Yeah, of course. But I just don't think it's going to be a great fit for someone who could possibly have some type of problems. So, do I like the pick? I'm going to let you decide.
Love the pick, Matt. Okay, one other guy that actually dropped quite a bit in my books was Miles Jack.
He's still dropping.
Still dropping. A lot of them had him as a top 10 guy, and he dropped completely off the board, was not drafted in the first round. Now, it came out on draft day that he might need follow-up surgery. Then it comes out the day after the first round that he's not going to need surgery. So all these teams passed on him. Do you think they regret it?
I'm going to disagree. I think that they won't regret it. The
Wow.
player himself, Miles Jack himself, has said that he might only play for a couple years in the league. And you can't, there's a lot of times this happens, like Marcus Lattimore. Lattimore was supposed to be this big thing. He dropped all the way to that 4th round, I think it was. And then the Niners picked him up, being like, oh, we might as well use a 4th round to take him. He barely saw the field. I don't even know if he ever saw the field. And he retired because he could never recover from the injury. You can't use that with a first-round draft pick. Someone's going to pick him up. It's going to eventually hit the point where the value makes sense, and they're going to choose him. But no, I don't think teams regret one bit of taking it. I feel sorry for him. But no, teams can't. You can't draft a guy with a known problem like that in such a physical league in the first round.
I completely disagree. I think if you have a foundational talent like that you can really start to build a team on and make a pillar of your team, even if it's only for 5 years, those are going to be 5 great years. This guy is, in my eyes, one of the most talented players in the draft. He even lined up across from receivers in one-on-one coverage and didn't look out of place in college. Like he's a stud, Matt.
You're a fan.
I am.
Do you have a Miles Jack
mile
fan
high
head?
on Miles Jack. I need to get a Miles Jack jersey, apparently.
Well, Hung Jury, I disagree. I think you pass on him. One pick I did like, and then we'll move off this topic. One team, my favorite team. You can say your favorite pick. My favorite pick, Arizona Cardinals, 29th pick, Robert Nkemdiche.
Nkemdiche.
That's how you pronounce the name, apparently.
Please tell me you like the pick more than just because he's got a cool name.
Oh, yeah, I suppose I do. They do it again. They took the Honey Badger a couple years ago. Again, I think 4th round. They took him. He had problems off the field, and everyone was worried about whether he was going to get away from him. What have you heard from Matthew in his career so far? Nothing. Okay,
not a thing. Not a peep.
No. So he's been quiet. Bruce Arians is going to do the same thing again here with Nkemdiche. And watching the tape, I was falling asleep. It's 11 o'clock. I get very sleepy.
Past your
You should know.
bedtime.
Yeah, I get very sleepy. It's 11 o'clock. And then all of a sudden I get woken up by just seeing this Robert Nkemdiche just attack quarterbacks with his film footage. 29th pick?
This film footage really had an impact on you, eh?
It changed my life.
Wow.
29th overall pick. I'm a Cardinals fan. That was my favorite pick.
Well, I'm going to tell you, that was your favorite pick?
My favorite pick.
You have a favorite pick. I'm going to tell you my least favorite pick. Absolute least favorite pick. And this is a guy who went 10th overall to the Giants. Sir Eli Apple. Now, a lot of analysts, including myself, had him ranked late in the first round. It's a resounding, you drafted him too high. In my eyes,
traded down and got him.
Exactly. He wasn't even the best cornerback
They
available
took him
at that
ahead
time.
yeah.
Hargreaves. They took him ahead of Hargreaves, one spot ahead. It doesn't make sense. If they wanted him that bad, they should have traded down and got some additional draft pick to him.
Yeah.
What are the Giants thinking?
That was awful. Giants. Bad.
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 Okay.
All right,
Giants are
enough
bad.
draft talk.
Giants are bad. Blue Jays.
Blue Jays are bad.
From bad to bad.
They just...
Well, they're not bad. They're pretty average. Let's not...
A good team playing bad is average.
Good team playing... Yeah, that's it.
So they are an average team. What is... Obviously, we know what's wrong with the team. There's a few things wrong with the team.
One glaring large elephant in the ballpark.
One glaring large elephant.
Well, a group of glaring large elements in the ballpark.
Who would that be?
I think it's the bullpen. Wouldn't you agree?
No.
You don't agree.
Well, I do agree that the bullpen needs a lot of work. Why is the bullpen the biggest problem?
The record, 0-7 this year.
Not great.
Not
Room for improvement.
It's the worst. It's as bad as you can get, really. Now, to be fair, their ERA is 19th ranked in the league, just over a shade over 4.0. So it's below average, to say the least. But if you want to be a great playoff team, you need to be better than below average. You don't think they're that bad, though, Matt?
No, I think they are bad, but I don't think that's the biggest problem. That's how worried I am. I think the biggest problem with the Blue Jays is the offense. Blue Jays is supposed to have the best offense in the league. They do not have the best offense in the league. I think they're 10th or something like that, which is like, okay, fine, 10th is not too bad. The Blue Jays are set up to win by scoring runs, by scoring offensive runs. Who's the best pitcher the Blue Jays have?
I believe the lowest ERA on the team right now. I believe, if not quite lowest, is a friend of the show, actually. Are you ready? Joe Biagini.
It's not the right answer.
1.35 ERA.
But I'm glad that he got
Well, he's a friend of the show. We had to give him
I'm very
he is a friend of the show.
I'm very glad. But no, I was not going Biagini.
Okay, tell me.
Roberto Osuna is the best pitcher on this roster, in my opinion.
Better than Stroman.
Better than Stroman. Because Stroman has more stuff, but Osuna, what he does, Stroman can be better, but right now, Osuna is the best pitcher on the Blue Jays. Now, when does Osuna come into the game?
Right after
The home hardware inning.
in the eighth or ninth inning.
Eighth or ninth inning. Okay? He does not come into the game if the Jays are losing at that point. So if the
No.
Jays are behind, you don't see what I just called the best pitcher.
That's true.
So if you get the offense going and you can score some runs, then you only rely. The bullpen can be fixed by two guys, Cecil and Storn. These two they need to figure this out very quickly.
They do.
But that's two guys. If the offense is struggling, you're going to need 4 or 5 guys to pick up the pace in order to get this offense back to where it was. 4 or 5 is more than 2. Offense is a bigger problem than the bullpen currently.
See, you mentioned Cecil and Story, and you said they can fix their problems.
They need to fix. I didn't say they can. I said they need
I don't.
to.
Okay, they clearly need to. Do you think that's even possible though? They both have declining velocities.
What happens if
And
they don't?
Let me tell you, Matty, velocities you can't just come back from overnight. You can't come back from declining velocities. Like it's very scary to me.
You give me the scared look. Right now.
I am
His eyes are
petrified.
twinkling.
What
What happens if they don't come back? Then the bullpen's pretty shattered.
The way I view a bullpen is you can't really plan for it ahead of the season. Like the Jays had a really good bullpen last year, and they didn't plan for it ahead of the season. They kind of built on the fly and found some pieces throughout the season, and it ended up being very decent. This year they tried to plan for it, and it's been pretty awful. Their big acquisition, Juice Thorne, 9.39 ERA.
Ooh,
That is extraordinarily high.
look at that bad
A
feeling.
382 opponent batting average.
Okay, so
Sorry,
the
I didn't
bullpen's
mean
going
to
to suck.
say- Yeah.
Aaron Sanchez then would get moved to the bullpen, and that would probably fix the problem.
There you
If
go.
the Jays' offense sucks, what do? You can't sign 4 or 5 guys. Who are you going to sign? A bigger name than Tulowitzki? Like, they can't
It's
afford
true.
another big name. So that's why I'm going Jays' offense. I don't know if I can convince you.
No,
What?
Hung Jury, you're
Okay.
no chance, man. This bullpen is worrisome to me.
All right. It's your favorite time of the week, I think. Is
It's my favorite time of the week. It is time to go get a coffee? No, it's time for our picks of the week.
Picks of the week.
Picks of the week. Matty, who you got?
I'm going to keep this very short and simple. Once upon a time, there was a team called the New York Islanders. They're not known too well, I suppose, in the Big Apple. They're kind of the small apple to the Rangers.
Small apple.
But they're still going.
Little Fuji apple.
And now they're playing the Lightning. Lightning doesn't strike twice. And I have the New York Islanders taking the series over the Tampa Bay Lightning at minus 160. Of course, the payout's
Those are
not great.
terrible numbers, Matty.
Okay, of course the payout's not great, but they're already ahead, and of course they're going to take it. It's easy money.
This is
a
an
gift.
easy risk of your money. Man, that is not a gift. That is coal in your
Beat me.
stocking right there. I'm going to tell you my pick of the week, and it is easy money, and they've got great odds. And I know you're going to disagree with this one already. It's the Dallas Stars to win their second round matchup
How did you know I was going to disagree?
against the. Well, we talked about this earlier, but the numbers are amazing in my eyes. Plus 115. I think Dallas Stars are the favorite as it is. So any kind of additional money, I'm jumping on that line.
Plus 15. That's big
And-
money.
Like I don't even think it's going to be a long series. I
Wow.
got Stars in 5.
Wow.
The
That's bold.
the Stars score a ton, and second could be coming back. Watch out, Matty.
Well, there you have it. From Matt Ice and Big Andy, the guy who's going to get a big paycheck. That's all for this week. Take care.
I'm gonna put a hex on you.